The room was cold, filled with whispers and glowing screens. High above a distant planet, the Galactic Council had gathered. They were the rulers of 1,000 worlds, the oldest and most powerful alien species in the known galaxy. But today, their attention was focused on one small blue planet, Earth. A short video played in silence. It showed humans during war, flames, guns, explosions. A soldier ran through fire to save a friend. Another one stood alone against a group and didn't back down. One alien delegate leaned forward, eyes wide. "They fight like they're not afraid to die," he said. Another answered, "Because they're not." After the video ended, the room stayed quiet. Then the council leader spoke, his voice slow and cold. "We have watched Earth for years. They are clever, emotional, and dangerous. Too dangerous." The others nodded. One delegate tried to object. "But they're still young. Maybe they can change." Another answered sharply, "They've already reached Mars. They've built weapons faster than we expected. If we wait, it will be too late." The vote began. One by one, hands rose. Almost all said the same thing. Earth is a threat. The decision was made. Earth would be added to the watch list. Spies would be sent. Trade would be cut. Control, then destroy if needed. But what the council didn't know was that Earth already knew. On Earth, in a hidden room deep below the surface, human leaders watched the council's vote in real time. A secret satellite had hacked into the broadcast. General Ruiz, an older man with scars across his face, said nothing as he watched. Beside him, Dr. Arya Chen typed quickly, pulling more data from the alien feed. "They're scared of us," she said. "That means they'll come for us soon." The general didn't blink. "Then we prepare." That same night, a small alien ship entered Earth's orbit. It was quiet, invisible to most sensors. Inside were 2 alien scouts from the Varn Empire, sent to study Earth's weaknesses. They floated above the planet, scanning cities, listening to human conversations, collecting data. But something was wrong. One of the aliens noticed the silence. No defense systems locked on them. No warning signals. Nothing. Then all their screens turned black. A message appeared, written in the alien language, "You are not hidden. Leave now." Before they could react, the ship shut down. Total power loss. Lights out. Engines dead. They drifted in space, helpless. Earth had seen them coming. The ship never returned to the Varn Empire. The council waited for weeks. Nothing. No signal. No trace. Some said the humans must have destroyed it. Others feared something worse, that the humans had taken it, studied it, and learned everything. Rumors began to spread across the galaxy. A trade ship from a nearby system reported seeing strange human drones near a moon that wasn't Earth's. Another freighter claimed they were followed by a small black object that disappeared when scanned. Fear grew, but still, the council tried to calm everyone. "They're just a primitive world," they said. "They don't have the power to fight us." But not everyone agreed. A young alien captain, fresh from battle school, stood before his commander. "Sir," he said, "if they're so primitive, why do we keep losing our scouts?" The commander growled, "Because we underestimated them." Back on Earth, deep underground, General Ruiz stood in a control room filled with screens. On one of them was a map of the galaxy marked with red dots. "They're watching us," he said, "but they don't realize we've been watching them longer." The humans were not building big armies. They were building smart systems, silent weapons, cloaked satellites, AI drones that could learn and adapt. They didn't plan to fight like the aliens did. They planned to fight smarter. A small team of human analysts had already found weaknesses in alien ships. Their shields, their patterns, their supply lines. Earth had no empire, but Earth had something else, something more dangerous than numbers. They had a reason. The council thought they were judging Earth, but Earth was preparing judgment of its own And the galaxy had just made a very big mistake. They didn't declare war on Earth. They declared war on humanity, and soon they would learn. Humans don't run. They don't bow. When pushed too far, humans push back. And when they do, there is no mercy. Not even for the stars. The attack came at night. Silent. Fast. Brutal. On Mars, inside a peaceful research station, 12 scientists were running climate tests. They were not soldiers, just curious minds working on solutions for water farming. One of them, a young woman named Leah, stepped outside to check a signal booster. That's when she saw it, glowing lights in the sky. At first, she thought it was a meteor shower. Then everything exploded. A blue beam hit the station, melting walls and floors in seconds. The ground shook. Alarms screamed. People ran, but there was nowhere to go. The entire station turned into fire and dust. No survivors, no warning, just death. Back on Earth, the signal from Mars went dark. General Ruiz entered the war room. His face was cold. Around him, screens showed the last seconds from Mars. Screams, static, and then nothing. "They did it," whispered Dr. Chen. "They attacked first." The Council had made its move, but Earth didn't respond. No missiles, no threats, not even a message. Nothing. The silence spread like a shadow across the stars. Aliens waited for the humans to strike back. Some even hoped for it, thinking Earth would make a mistake, show its weakness. But the days passed. Then weeks. Still, nothing. The Galactic Council was confused. "Maybe they're afraid," one ambassador said. "Maybe we scared them into hiding." But some weren't so sure. A veteran alien commander named Yul Tek watched the footage again and again. He didn't see fear, he saw calculation. "They're not afraid," he growled. "They're thinking." Across Earth, changes were happening, but in silence. Satellites went dark, but new ones were launched. Smaller, faster, and harder to detect. Military bases shut down above ground and moved deep underground. Ships were built, but hidden in the shadows of the moon. The humans weren't screaming, they were preparing. Earth's leaders met in secret. A council of generals, scientists, and AI strategists discussed what to do. Some wanted war now. "Let's hit them back," one shouted. "Let them taste what they gave us." But General Ruiz raised his hand. "No," he said. "They want us to attack blindly. That's what bullies do. They hit first, and hope. We react with rage. We will not give them what they want." "So what do we do?" Dr. Chen asked. He looked at the star map. "We vanish. We let them think they've scared us. Then we strike where they don't expect." Meanwhile, in the outer systems, whispers grew. Freighter ships spotted strange shadows following them. Objects too fast for alien radars. Mining colonies reported hearing strange signals, patterns that matched no known language. Some claimed to see human suits walking on moons where no human ship had landed. The galaxy was getting nervous, and the silence from Earth only made it worse. A young alien journalist tried to ask a human diplomat at a space station, "Why hasn't Earth responded? Don't you want revenge?" The human, a woman named Nora King, just smiled and said, "We remember everything, but we don't shout. We act." Then she walked away. The alien later found out she vanished after that. No one had seen her board a ship. It was like she disappeared into thin air. Back on the Varn homeworld, the same empire that led the Mars strike, leaders celebrated. They believed Earth had backed down. Their citizens cheered. "We have silenced the human threat," the Emperor announced. "They are weak, just as we thought." But late that night, a power station exploded on the Varn capital. No warning, no bombs, just a virus, pure code, inside their systems. Lights failed. Gravity went unstable. Hundreds died. The message was found hours later, written in human English. "You broke the peace. Now we break the silence." Panic spread. Across the galaxy, stations tightened security. Ships stopped. Near Earth's space, treaties were rechecked. Old enemies of Earth now wanted to talk again. Some even offered peace, but Earth didn't answer, because Earth had no more words to give. The first blow had been struck. Humanity didn't cry. Humanity didn't beg. They simply disappeared from the stage so they could choose where and when to return. And when they did, the galaxy would not be ready. The fleet was massive, 500 ships from 12 different alien empires. Each ship was armed with plasma cannons, shield systems, and powerful scanners. The leaders called it Operation Final Chain. Their goal, surround Earth, force surrender, and end the human threat forever. They thought it would be easy. Commanding the fleet was High Admiral Corinne of the Varn Empire. He stood tall in the control room of the flagship Threxion, watching the star maps. "We show force," he said. "We do not destroy, unless they resist." An officer nodded. "What if they don't respond at all, sir?" Corin smirked. "Then, we show them what silence costs." The journey to Earth took 2 days at max warp. Scouts went ahead. They reported no resistance. Earth's orbit looked quiet. No warships, no fighter drones, just satellites and the moon. "Strange," Corin whispered. "Too quiet." The fleet slowed down as it reached Earth's orbit. The planet looked peaceful. Blue oceans, green lands, lights from cities. No sign of fear. No sign of war. Then something strange happened. Every ship's radar suddenly went black. Communications dropped. Scanners glitched. All systems flashed red. The screen on the Threxion showed a single line in human English. "You should have stayed home." Before Corin could give an order, one of the support ships exploded, split in half by something no one could see. Then another, and another. Ships vanished from the fleet one by one like they were being plucked from the stars. "They're cloaked," someone yelled. "Where are they attacking from?" Corin shouted. "Defensive grid, now." But shields didn't work. Missiles didn't lock. The human weapons were too fast, too smart. They didn't fire in straight lines. They curved, dodged, and hunted like animals. Earth didn't meet the fleet with brute strength. Earth met it with precision. Inside the chaos, some ships tried to escape. Others shot blindly, but it didn't matter. They were fighting ghosts. One ship, the Vexari runner, managed to break from formation. Its engines glowed red as it jumped into hyperspace, leaving the others behind. It was the only one that got away. 2 days later, the Vexari runner drifted near a council outpost, engines damaged, hull torn open. Emergency crews boarded it and found just one survivor, Lieutenant J-Lo, shaking in the corner of a dark room, eyes wide with terror. He whispered the same words again and again. They knew. They were waiting. It was a trap. The council was shocked. "Impossible," one said. "How could Earth defeat 500 ships?" But the evidence was clear. No signals, no distress calls, no survivors. Just one broken ship and one broken mind. Back on Earth, there was no celebration, no parade. The battle had happened in silence. And in silence, it ended. General Ruiz stood in a hidden command bunker, watching satellite footage. The stars above Earth were clean again. No enemy ships, no wreckage. Earth's systems had erased all signs. A young officer asked, "Sir, what do we tell the people?" General Ruiz shook his head. "Nothing. They don't need to know. Not yet." Meanwhile, human operatives studied what was left of the alien fleet, pieces captured before the wreckage was erased. Earth's scientists learned from every engine, every weapon. The tech gap between humans and aliens was shrinking. Fast. But something more dangerous was also growing. Earth's reputation. Word of the fleet's destruction spread fast across the galaxy. Some refused to believe it. Others believed it too much. Fear turned into silence. Trade stations removed. Earth from maps. Border worlds changed patrol routes. Nobody wanted to get close. The council met in secret. Whispers filled the hall. "We didn't just fail," one said. "We walked into a trap. They planned this." Another added, "They didn't just defend Earth, They sent a message. Now the message was clear. Earth was not just strong. Earth was smarter, faster, colder. They didn't need a big empire. They didn't want glory. They only wanted to be left alone. And when that was taken from them, they made sure no one would try again. The galaxy had sent its armada. But Earth had sent a warning, and only one broken ship lived to tell the story. The Council was panicking. 3 empires had already pulled back their forces. 2 trade hubs had gone silent, refusing to deal with any species tied to Earth. And whispers of a new kind of war were spreading fast. A war without soldiers, a war without mercy. So the Council changed plans. If we can't win in open battle, said a cold, thin delegate from the Grek species, we strike from the shadows. We take their leaders, their minds. Without orders, the humans will fall apart. The vote was quiet, but final. 6 assassins were chosen, all from different species, all trained in silent killing, invisibility, and infiltration. Their mission: kill Earth's top general, Ruiz, and break the chain of command, end the threat before Earth could strike again. They called it Operation Silence Blade. The assassins were sent in a stealth pod. No radio, no trails, just one dark object drifting toward Earth, hidden behind asteroid fields and silent engines. They entered the atmosphere undetected. They had the latest alien tech: phase suits, mind scramblers, cloaking fields. They believed humans would never see them coming, but Earth had changed. Ruiz didn't live in a big city anymore. He had moved underground, deep in the Nevada mountains, in a bunker known only to 12 people. And even they didn't know every detail, because he wasn't alone. Something else guarded him now. They called him Ghost. He had no official rank, no public records. Some said he used to be human, others said he wasn't anymore. His real name was erased, and his face never shown. But when someone needed to disappear, or a threat needed to vanish without a sound, he was the one. The assassins reached the edge of the mountain at night. They moved silently, crawling like shadows. Sensors didn't see them. Drones passed, right by. They were proud, confident, invisible. Then the first one died. His body was found hanging upside down from a tree. No wounds, no noise, just dead. The others paused. Malfunction? One whispered. No, said another. We're being hunted. They changed course. Faster now, less careful, but one by one they vanished. One turned a corner and was never seen again. Another fired blindly into the dark and hit nothing. Then something touched his neck and he dropped. Silent, cold. Within 20 minutes, only one assassin remained. A female from the Noran species, known for speed and poison. She made it to the outer door of Ruiz's bunker, breathing hard, her blade shaking. She reached to open the lock, but it was already open, and inside stood a man in black, face covered, eyes glowing faint blue. No sound, no movement. You shouldn't have come, the man said. She tried to run. She didn't make it 3 steps. By morning, Earth's military found 6 bodies lined up outside the bunker, unharmed, untouched, and very, very dead. Each. One had a small card placed on their chest. It read, "Tell the Council we see in the dark too." The Council got the message. Loud and clear. They had sent their best, and Earth hadn't used bombs, or missiles, or armies. Earth had used one man, one ghost. Across the galaxy, fear turned into silence. More planets stopped communication with the Council. Border worlds locked their gates. No one wanted to be next, because everyone now understood. Earth didn't play by the old rules. Earth played for keeps, and they had ghosts watching in every shadow. The galaxy had tried to kill the human heart, but it had only awakened something worse, something that could move without being seen, strike without being heard, and disappear before anyone knew it was there. Now, even the Council began to whisper behind closed doors. What if Earth isn't the enemy? What if Earth is the storm, and we're just standing in the rain? The humans never claimed victory. They didn't send messages or threats. They let silence speak for them. And that silence was getting louder. The galaxy wanted answers. How did Earth destroy an entire fleet? How did one man take down 6 assassins? The council was afraid, but they still wanted control. So they sent a spy. Not just any spy. Keln Ra, a shapeshifter from the Shadrachs species. He could copy voices, faces, even DNA. No one had ever caught him. No one had ever survived him. His mission: enter the Sol system, go to Jupiter, and confirm the rumors. Because lately, strange things were happening near Jupiter. Massive energy spikes, unusual gravity shifts. Something big was being built, something powerful, and the council feared Earth's silence had a reason. Keln Ra arrived near Jupiter in a stolen mining ship. He hid behind the planet's radiation, storms, masking his presence. No human sensors detected him, or so he thought. He activated his cloaking device and launched a drone toward Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede. The drone scanned for heat, motion, anything unusual. It didn't make it 5 minutes. It vanished without a signal. Keln Ra frowned. Too fast, he muttered. He launched another. This time it returned, but only for 5 seconds, just long enough to send back one image. A dark object. Massive. Almost invisible against space. Floating above the surface of Ganymede. No lights, no markings. But clearly, a ship. Bigger than anything in the known galaxy. No visible engines, no weapons. Just a terrifying, silent presence. Like a sleeping monster. Keln Ra zoomed in. The ship's surface wasn't smooth. It was covered in strange panels, changing shapes slowly like breathing armor. And one section showed something even worse. Human writing. One word, written across the ship's massive side. Reckoning. Keln Ra stared. What are they building? He whispered. He sent a full scan back to the council through a secure channel. Then he prepared to leave. His job was done, but his ship didn't move. The engines were fine, power levels normal. But the ship wouldn't respond. Controls froze. Screens went black. And then, a voice. Calm, cold, human. Spy detected. Exit denied. Keln Ra jumped from his seat. Who are you? No answer. Instead, a second voice. This one was familiar. It was his own voice played back at him. You shouldn't have come, it said. And then the air turned thick. Heavy. Something was on the ship. Something unseen. Keln Ra drew his weapon. I am Shadrach's elite, he shouted. You can't. Hide from me. But he was wrong. The last thing he saw was his reflection in the control glass, his face, changing, shifting, becoming himself, but with human eyes. Then, darkness. 2 days later, the council waited for Keln Ra's report. Nothing came. Instead, a small package arrived at the council's main station. It contained one thing: Keln Ra's personal ID tag, melted, with a simple note attached. We are awake. Panic spread through the council. They called an emergency meeting. What is on Ganymede? One shouted. A weapon, said another. No, whispered an elder. A warning. They ordered deep space probes to scan Jupiter. None returned. They sent stealth ships with long-range scanners. All disappeared. And then something even stranger happened. Jupiter itself moved. Not far, just a tiny shift in gravity, but enough to show one thing. Whatever Earth was building could change the orbit of a planet. And yet, Earth still said nothing. No threats, no speeches, just silence. The silence of a predator that knows it has no equal. Back on Earth, General Ruiz stood inside a black command center far beneath the ice in Antarctica. Screens showed the reckoning ship near Ganymede. Engineers, scientists, and AI minds worked day and night, but it wasn't ready. Not yet. He turned to a young technician. Status. She looked nervous. Phase 3 activated. Energy core is stable. Weapon systems are learning. Ruiz nodded. Good. Then he looked up at a single screen, one showing the Council's homeworld, light years away. They sent a spy, the technician said quietly. He didn't make it out. Ruiz didn't smile, he didn't speak, he just watched the screen because he knew, the moment reckoning woke up fully. The galaxy would face something it had never seen before. Not just a ship, not just Earth's power, but the answer to everything the galaxy had done. Every insult, every lie, every drop of human blood spilled. The Council wanted control. They were about to learn. Earth wanted justice. The galaxy was breaking. The Council had lost its spy. The fleet sent to Earth was gone. And now, every long-range sensor showed the same thing. Reckoning, the massive human ship above Ganymede, was growing. It wasn't just a weapon. It was alive, learning, watching, and Earth still hadn't made a move. No attack, no message, no threat, just silence. That silence scared them more than war. So one empire finally broke. The Drexari Empire, once proud and cruel, now sent a peace team. A large golden ship. Flags raised. Shields down. They approached Earth slowly, carefully, like someone walking near a sleeping dragon. Inside the ship was High Speaker Veltrax, the one who had called Earth primitive just 3 years ago. The one who laughed when the Council labeled Earth a threat. Now he wasn't laughing. He stood before Earth's diplomats in a high-tech chamber deep beneath Geneva. The humans were calm, silent, watching. Veltrax bowed low. We regret the past. We regret our words and our actions. We seek peace. The lead human, a woman named Director Lane, didn't smile. She didn't even blink. What kind of peace? She asked softly. Veltrax cleared his throat. No more weapons, no more spying, no more fleets, trade, talks, trust. Lane leaned forward. Trust died when your fleet entered our skies. Veltrax swallowed hard. We were wrong. Earth is greater than we believed. Lane didn't answer right away. Instead, she looked at a screen behind her. It showed Reckoning, fully online now. The ship's core glowed like a second sun. Smaller ships circled it. Silent, black, fast, unmarked. Earth had built an army in shadows, and no one had noticed until it was too late. Finally, Lane looked at Veltrax again. She spoke just one word. Run. Veltrax froze. What? Lane stood up. You had your chance. You sent fleets, spies, killers. You gave Earth no choice. But we came in peace. No, she said. You came in fear, and fear is not peace. Veltrax was escorted, out. His ship returned to orbit waiting for an answer. It never got one. Instead, Earth launched something new. Not a missile, not a bomb, a signal. It pulsed across the galaxy. A wave of sound and data. All species could hear it. It translated into every language. Every screen turned black. Every starship froze for 3 seconds, and the message was simple. One sentence. We asked for respect. You gave us war. Now we respond. Then it ended. And Reckoning moved. It didn't fire. It didn't roar. It drifted out of orbit toward deep space. But wherever it went, smaller Earthships followed. Silent, swift, like shadows in the dark. The galaxy held its breath. The Council panicked. Where's it going? One shouted. No target found, another said. We don't know. But deep inside, they all feared the same thing. It wasn't going somewhere. It was going everywhere. To remind them, to watch them, to make sure no one ever raised a weapon toward Earth again. Because Earth didn't just want revenge. Earth wanted order. Back in the Drixari ship, Veltrax sat alone. He looked out the window toward Earth, so blue, so calm, and yet behind that calm was fire. One of his aides whispered, "We should leave." Veltrax nodded. "We were wrong," he said. "They were never weak. They were waiting, the Drixari ship left Earth quietly. It wasn't shot at, it wasn't followed. But as it passed Saturn, something appeared on the sensors. A human drone. Just one. Floating silently beside them. The drone blinked a single red light, then vanished. No signal. No message. Just a warning. Back in Geneva, Director Lane watched the stars. General Ruiz stood beside her. "It begins now," she said. He nodded. "We warned them. They didn't listen. And now," Ruiz said quietly, "the galaxy will learn." Lane turned to him. "They called us dangerous," she whispered. Ruiz looked at the screen. They had no idea what dangerous really meant. The galaxy had changed. No more fleets moved near Earth. No more empires dared speak its name with arrogance. The stars were quiet, but not calm, because every world knew reckoning was out there, and Earth no longer asked for peace. Earth enforced. The massive ship drifted across the stars, passing silent colonies and military posts. It didn't fire a single shot. It didn't need to. Every sensor that scanned it failed. Every ship that followed it vanished. One by one, old warlords went quiet. Pirate fleets disappeared. Civil wars ended before they started. People said, reckoning, had eyes in the dark, that it could hear plans before they were spoken, that human AI had evolved beyond anything known. No one was sure if those stories were true, but no one wanted to find out. Back on Earth, Director Lane stood in the World Command Hall, watching dozens of screens. Each one showed a different world. Council planets, trade hubs, former enemy empires, every one of them now followed Earth's new rule. No war, no fear, no lies. And those who broke the rule? They were never seen again. At first, the galaxy resisted. Some called Earth a tyrant. Others tried to build secret weapons, raise silent armies, but it never worked. Human drones would appear without warning. Systems would shut down. Ships would vanish. And always, silence followed. The message was clear. War was over. Earth had ended it. Then something happened that shocked even the humans. The Council itself, the very group that once labeled Earth a threat, sent a message. It wasn't a warning, it wasn't a demand, it was a request. They asked Earth to lead, not to conquer, not to rule by fear, but to guide, to rebuild, to protect. Because no one else could be trusted anymore, not after what they had done. The Council admitted everything, the lies, the attacks, the secret votes. They begged Earth to take control of the peace, of the treaties, of the galaxy's future. They even offered Earth the highest seat in the Council chambers. General Ruiz read the message silently. Then he looked at Lane. "They're afraid," he said. Lane nodded. "Good. They should be." "Should we accept?" Ruiz asked. Lane didn't answer right away. She stared at the screen showing Reckoning, now resting near a dying star. Its hull still moved, still alive, still watching. Then she said, "We didn't ask for this." "No," Ruiz agreed, "but we earned it." Lane turned toward the Council's request. With a single tap, she opened the reply channel. She spoke slowly, clearly. Earth accepts leadership, but not for power, not for revenge. She paused. We accept because someone has to make sure this never happens again. Across the galaxy, every screen lit up. Every species, every leader, every soldier watched. They saw Lane's face. They heard her words. And for the first time in galactic history, they listened. Because Earth wasn't just a planet anymore. Earth was a force, a lesson, a shadow in the stars that would never be ignored again. Later, children in alien schools would read about the cycle of silence, the time when Earth rose without firing first. When humans didn't conquer, they ended conquest. They would learn a name, reckoning, and they would whisper another name even more carefully: humanity. The species that forgave slowly, fought fiercely, and never, ever forgot. Back in space, on a cold rock near the edge of the galaxy, a small alien boy looked up at the sky. His mother pointed to a star. "That's where the humans came from," she said. "Are they still watching us?" he asked. She smiled softly. "If you break your promises, yes." The boy nodded, eyes wide. He would never forget, just like the galaxy never forgot, because Earth had been called a threat. But in the end, Earth had become something more powerful than fear. Earth had become the law.